Hello and welcome to lesson number 6 of the Basic Blues course. This lesson is all about the licks. Now you've probably heard of licks. If not, all it is a group of notes we play that we can throw into our improvisation at any point. So it's part of our blues toolbox. I've got 4 licks I'm going to show you today, and I want you to know these licks inside out, because when you're improvising, it means you can throw them in at any point and sound fantastic. So let's have a look at the first lick.
So there's 4 licks we're going to learn today, and we're going to be able to use these licks in our improvising. They're so great to have in your back pocket, because if you get a little bit stuck while you're improvising on that minor blues scale, you can chuck in any of these licks whenever you like, and it makes you sound fantastic. And I'll show you in the exercises as well how to practice these so we can do it while we're improvising. So the first lick sounds like this. How cool does that sound? Now we are using our little finger, and yours might be a little bit weak, but the more you do this, the stronger it will get. So this is a good one for your finger strength. So all I'm doing here is using an E flat, an E and a G. And I do this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then end on the C. Okay, it's as simple as that. E flat, E, G. And actually, you don't even have to put in the C, you could just do this. Because you can adapt any of these licks to something that you prefer, but this is a good place to start. So lick number 1, E flat, E and G. We do this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, end on the C. So when you're practicing this, it's good to know what you're counting, because this is actually a triplet. 1, 2, 3. So you can play 4 of them to the bar. So if there's 4 beats in a bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's 4 triplets to 1 bar. And then the next bar, you can hit the C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move octave. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a good way to practice it, but you don't have to. You could just play it once for each bar. 1. You might not even put in the C, you might just do the triplet. Do you see? You can add in the lick to your improvisation of your minor blues scale. But to start with, I just want you to practice the lick. Once you've practiced the lick in the exercise, you can then start incorporating it in with the minor blues scale. So there's lick number 1. E flat, E, G. Ending on a C. So make sure you practice that in the exercises. Okay, so lick number 2 sounds like this. Nice and simple. This is a great one for throwing into your improvisation. We start on the B flat, we go up to a C, we come back to the B flat, and we end on the G. And just throw it in wherever you like. It's like a little mini turnaround on the note, and these are very common in blues music. So I'm playing that with a swing, but I am playing eighth notes. So the count for this lick would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but I am playing it with a swing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so if you get stuck, make sure you go back to the proper counting. That will help you get the rhythm right, and I am swinging that. But when you're playing it in the exercises, you're playing one of those to each bar. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, and I'll be going the whole way around the 12 bar in the exercises. Okay, so that was number 1. Number 2. Number 3, we're going to do a little slide. So this is going to be super fun. A slide is when we slide our finger from a black note to a white note. So the lick sounds like this. Oh, it's a great one. This sounds fantastic. Okay, so we're using the slide twice. The actual lick is just a G, an F, an E flat, and a C. So we're going G, G, F, E flat, C. What we're doing is we're sliding off the G flat. So use your middle finger and just hit the G flat and slide your finger down. But do it quick. You can do this on any black note. Get a little sore finger, but that's fine. So we do twice off the G flat. And then F, E flat, C. So just practice that for a bit. So let's take a look at the fingering. We're going to use our middle finger to slide to the G, and then we're going to use our thumb on the F, middle finger on the E flat, thumb on the C. So middle, thumb, middle, thumb. And if we're counting 4 for our bar, the first half is going to be 1 and 2 and... Yeah, 1 and 2 and then 3 and 4 and. So the first half, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But you can swing that a bit, and it doesn't have to be exact. That's just to help you get the rhythm of the lick. The easiest way is just to hear it. But some people struggle to hear it, in which case counting helps. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so we're going to practice this one in your exercises to the 12 bar blues, but it's one lick per bar. And if that gets too much and your finger hurts, when you're doing your exercises, feel free to go through the licks. You don't just have to practice it with one lick. You could do lick 1, lick 2, lick 3, lick 1 again. So when you're practicing these, feel free to switch and change between the licks. The reason that I ask you to exercise one lick at a time is just to make sure they really get into your brain. Okay, so lick number 4, this is super cool, and it's a bit more of just a variation on the chords of the 12-bar blues. It's actually based on the Mixolydian scale, but you don't need to worry about that right now. It sounds like this. How cool is that? Okay, so we've got a slide in there. We're not going to do that to start with. To start with, I'm just going to show you what we're doing. So we're using our chord of C, E, and G, and we're going to rock between the top 2 notes of that chord and the C. And all we're doing is these 2 top notes, we're going to switch between them 2 and the 2 above it, which is F and A. So we're going E and G to C, F and A to C, E and G to C, F and A to C, okay? And we're swinging it. So it's E and G to C, and then F and A to C, E and G to C, F and A to C. And you're just rocking. That's all you're doing. That is all you're doing. And you're swinging it. And then all we do in that slide is when we hit E and G, your middle finger slides off the E. And then all I did at the end is when I was counting, I did 4, I think. 1, 2, 3. And then at the last one, I don't bother with a C. I just go F, A to E, G to end it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end. But you don't have to do that. You could keep it straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's up to you how you want to end it. If you want to keep it straight, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to do that little quick bit at the end, we just missed the last C. 1, 2, 3, F, A to E, G. Yeah, slower. Okay, so we'll practice that in the exercise. I'll do one practice with the quick ending and one just straight. And that's the 4th lick. So just to go through all 4 again, we've got lick number 1. We've got lick number 2. We've got lick number 3. And then we've got that chord lick number 4. Or if you want to play it without the quick ending. Okay, so how I want you to practice this is to start with just practice every single lick around the 12-bar blues scale. So you're just doing one lick around the scale, just so that we really get our fingers into these licks and we really get them into our brain so that we won't forget them. And then with exercise 5, I want you to practice switching it up a bit. So as you go around the 12-bar blues, pick a different lick for each bar. So for bar number 1, you might do lick number 1. For bar 2, you might do lick number 1, but up an octave. For bar number 3, you might do lick number 2. Number 4, you might do lick number 3. And then for bar number 5, you might do lick number 4. And then you might do lick number 1 again. And then lick number 2. And then once you've got really good at switching between the licks, you can then throw in just improvising on the minor scale as well. So make sure you start off just practicing each lick on its own, then practice switching between the licks as I play one chord without a beat, and then practice with a beat, just because it's a bit of a different experience. And then once you're really good at that, you can practice switching between the licks and the minor blues scale. And then eventually you'll be able to just pick and choose what you do as you're playing. So it will sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so you have got 4 licks there that you need to get your fingers around, and you need to know these licks really, really, really well. Because if you do, at any point in your improvisation, you can just throw them in, and trust me, they sound absolutely fantastic when you do that. So do the exercises attached to this lesson and make sure you play these licks every day, because in the next lesson, we're going to learn how to incorporate licks and the minor blues scale together to improvise. I'll see you there.